My dear friend, take a slow breath and allow your mind to soften into this moment. Today we explore powerful truth, one that can free you from fear, rush, and limitation. Time is not working against you, reality is not fixed, and manifestation is not difficult. When you learn how these three forces truly operate, your entire life begins to shift in your favor. Let this message remind you that you are far more powerful than you realize. Time is often taught to us as something rigid, something fixed, something that moves in only one direction, from past to present to future. But the deeper truth is far more empowering. Time is responsive. It bends, it stretches, and it rearranges itself based on the energy you hold on the inside. When you truly understand this, you stop rushing your life. You stop feeling behind. You stop thinking your manifestations are slow. Instead, you begin to see that time is a partner in your creation, not an obstacle. Think about a moment when you felt joyful, inspired, and fully present. Time seemed to move effortlessly. Hours passed without strain, without pressure. Now remember a moment when you felt anxious, worried, or fearful. Time felt heavy, slow, and uncomfortable. This difference is not a coincidence. It is a reflection of how responsive time is to your emotional vibration. Time expands when you are aligned, and it contracts when you are resisting life. The clock on the wall does not reveal the truth. Your energy does. When you hold beliefs like things take too long, nothing ever works out for me, or I'm running out of time, you create an inner contraction. Your energy tightens and your perception of time follows. You begin to feel impatient, frustrated, and stuck. Yet when you shift your beliefs toward trust, when you feel safe, supported, and confident, time begins to cooperate with you. Opportunities show up faster. Solutions appear effortlessly. What once felt delayed now flows smoothly. This is because your inner world is the conductor, and time is simply responding to the music you play within. You are not bound by the timelines you once accepted. You are not stuck in the pace the world told you life must move at. You have the power to alter your experience of time by shifting the thoughts you entertain and the emotions you nurture. When you release urgency, life accelerates. When you calm your mind, clarity arrives. When you stop forcing outcomes, they reveal themselves with ease. Time does not govern you. You govern your experience of time. Most people rush because they fear they will miss out. They push because they believe life is slipping away. But rushing never brings alignment, and forcing never brings flow. The more you hurry, the more time resists you. The more you worry, the more time seems to stand still. This is why peace is so powerful. When you relax into the moment, when you trust the unfolding of your life, time expands in your favor. It creates space for new ideas, new events, and new blessings to reach you. The truth is, there is no late and no early. There is only alignment. When you are aligned, everything meets you at the perfect moment. When you are misaligned, even the smallest tasks feel like a struggle. So instead of fighting time, begin to harmonize with it. Speak kindly to your future. See your desires as already forming. Understand that life is constantly rearranging itself to support your growth. You are never behind because your path is unique to you. No one else has your timing. No one else has your journey. No one else has your rhythm. The more you love where you are, the faster you move toward where you desire to be. That is the paradox. When you embrace the present moment, when you stop demanding that time behave differently, you allow your reality to catch up with your inner vision. Time begins to feel lighter, softer, more cooperative. The pressure dissolves, and in its place comes a quiet confidence, an inner knowing that what you want is inevitable. Your manifestations do not have a schedule carved in stone. They unfold in vibrational timing. When your emotions, beliefs, and expectations match the feeling of already having your desire, the universe responds swiftly. Time becomes your ally. People appear, doors open, resources align. The path that once looked slow suddenly accelerates. You feel supported instead of stressed. You feel guided instead of lost. And you begin to realize that manifestations are not delayed. They are delivered the moment you become a match to them, so let this truth settle into your heart. Time is not the force that limits you. It is the canvas upon which your energy paints. When you choose peace, time expands. When you choose trust, time aligns. When you choose love, time responds with grace. There is no rush, no race, no competition. You are unfolding in perfect order, and every moment you spend in alignment brings your desires closer, reshaping your timeline in ways more beautiful than you can imagine. Reality is not a fixed structure, and it is not something happening to you without your involvement. Reality is a mirror, one that faithfully reflects your most consistent thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. You may look at your life and assume that what you see is simply the result of circumstances, luck, or external forces, but the deeper truth is that everything you experience begins within you. Your outer world is shaped by the inner world you hold day after day. It cannot do anything else. It can only mirror what you believe to be true. Every thought you think carries an energy. Some thoughts uplift you while others quietly drain you. Some thoughts open doors while others build invisible walls around your possibilities. The universe responds not to your occasional thoughts, but to your dominant ones, the ones you repeat, the ones you feel, the ones you accept as your personal truth. These thoughts create a vibration, and reality reflects that vibration with precision. If you expect disappointment, you will notice more situations that confirm it. If you expect love, support, and abundance, you will see more evidence of these experiences unfolding around you. This mirror effect is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to empower you. It means you are not helpless. It means you are never trapped. It means you can reshape your life by reshaping the thoughts you choose to nurture. Reality follows your mental patterns the way a shadow follows your body. When you understand this, you stop trying to change the world by force and begin to change it by shifting your inner state. You realize that the world does not show you what is possible. It shows you what you currently believe is possible. Think about moments when you expected something to go wrong. Notice how your body tensed, your emotions narrowed, your mind prepared for the worst. In that state, you became more sensitive to negativity, more likely to attract it, more likely to interpret neutral events as harmful. Now think about moments when you felt hopeful, open, and trusting. You noticed beauty. You noticed possibility. You walked into the world differently, and the world responded differently. This is the mirror of reality at work, not as a punishment or reward, but as a reflection of your dominant inner climate. When you begin to change your thoughts, the outer world does not always shift instantly, but it does begin to shift. Old patterns weaken, new pathways open, people who match your new energy appear, while those who no longer resonate gently fall away. You may call these coincidences or luck, but they are the natural results of an inner shift. Reality must adjust to match the energy you emit. It cannot remain the same when you have changed within. You do not need to control every thought. You do not need to think perfectly. You only need to guide your attention gently toward what you prefer rather than what you fear. When your desire becomes more familiar in your mind than your doubt, reality begins to rearrange itself to support that desire. When your inner dialogue softens, when you speak to yourself with kindness, faith, and reassurance, the mirror of life softens as well. It begins to show you harmony instead of struggle, clarity instead of confusion, alignment instead of resistance. Your dominant thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of consciousness. Some seeds grow quickly, while others take time. But every seed, when nourished, produces a result. If you water seeds of lack, you grow experiences of lack. If you water seeds of abundance, you grow experiences of abundance. Reality is simply the garden responding to the seeds you have planted over time. The good news is that you can always plant something new. You can always choose a new belief, a new story, a new assumption about yourself and your life. When you begin to assume that life supports you, life starts showing you support. When you assume that you deserve love, love flows more naturally to you. When you assume that good things are on their way, you will notice opportunities appearing where there were none before. Reality is flexible. It is fluid. It shifts the moment you shift what you repeatedly think and feel. So let this truth settle gently into your heart. Nothing is more powerful than your inner world. Your reality cannot rise above the story you continue to tell yourself. Change the story, and you change the reflection. Choose thoughts that honor your worth, and the world will honor you in return. Choose thoughts that strengthen you, and life will strengthen you. Choose thoughts that match the reality you want, and that reality must appear, shaped by the energy you hold within. Manifestation never begins with what you can touch, see, or measure. It begins in the invisible spaces of your mind, your imagination, your emotions, your beliefs. Everything you desire already exists in potential form, waiting for you to align with it internally before it can take shape externally. So many people try to change their lives by pushing the outer world, by forcing action, by chasing results. But manifestation does not respond to force. It responds to the state of your inner being. Your inner world is the birthplace of every creation in your life. When you close your eyes and imagine your desire, you are stepping into the creative realm where all things are possible. The moment you feel the experience in your body, before it arrives physically, you activate a frequency that begins to draw that experience toward you. Your imagination is not fantasy. It is the blueprint of your future reality. Every image you hold with conviction becomes a seed planted in the field of the universe, and the universe responds not to your wishes but to your inner certainty. Manifestation begins the moment you decide that what you want is already yours on the inside. When you feel loved, you begin to attract loving experiences. When you feel abundant, opportunities begin to appear. When you feel worthy, life mirrors that worth back to you. The outside world is always catching up to your internal emotional state. This is why you cannot wait for your desire to show up before you allow yourself to feel good. You must feel good first, and then the desire aligns. Manifestation is not about hoping. It is about embodying the version of you who already has what you want. The energy you hold while imagining is powerful. When you visualize with calmness and joy rather than desperation, you align with your desire. When you imagine with expectation instead of doubt, you attract it faster. When you let yourself feel the emotions of already having the things you dream of, the universe begins to rearrange your reality to match those feelings. You do not manifest by thinking about what you want occasionally. You manifest by living in the emotional state of the wish fulfilled. Your feelings are the fuel. They are the bridge between the invisible and the visible. If you imagine something beautiful but carry fear, doubt, or unworthiness, your emotional vibration contradicts your desire. But when your inner emotion matches your dream, you become a magnet to the experience. This is why emotional alignment is more important than action. Action without alignment is exhausting, but aligned action, action that flows from inner certainty, is effortless and effective. Manifestation is not about forcing a specific path. It is about becoming a vibrational match to the outcome. Once you are aligned emotionally, the path reveals itself. People appear, ideas form, opportunities show up, and steps unfold naturally. You do not need to know how it will happen. The how unfolds when the inner state is right. Your job is to maintain the inner picture, to nurture the emotion, to stabilize the belief. When the inside and outside match, manifestation appears as the natural next chapter of your life. There is nothing more powerful than your ability to feel something before it becomes physical. This is how every invention, every discovery, every transformation in history began. Someone believed in something unseen. Someone felt the reality before it existed. Someone trusted their inner vision more than the limitations around them. You are no different. You carry the same creative power. The universe responds to your emotional signature, not your circumstances, and your emotional signature comes from the stories you tell yourself every day. So start telling a story that supports your manifestation. Speak to yourself as though what you want is already on its way. Feel the relief now. Feel the joy now. Feel the abundance now. Your emotions are not small. They are signals that shape your future. Every time you choose a thought that feels good, you shift your energy. Every time you choose to imagine the best instead of the worst, you elevate your vibration. Every time you return to the feeling of already having your desire, you accelerate its arrival. Manifestation begins within you. The world you live in tomorrow is shaped by the feelings you practice today. Trust the invisible. Honor your imagination. Nurture the emotions that match your dream. When you align within, the outer world will follow with precision, beauty, and perfect timing. Fear is a heavy energy. It tightens your chest, narrows your vision, and makes the world feel smaller. When you are in fear, you are not aligned with your true power. You are aligned with survival. And survival energy slows everything down. It delays clarity, delays solutions, and delays manifestations. Fear creates an inner resistance that blocks the flow of life. It makes you doubt yourself, question your path, and expect the worst. And because reality mirrors your emotional state, fear attracts more situations that confirm that fear. It becomes a cycle, one that keeps you feeling stuck and unsupported. Faith, however, is the opposite. Faith is expansive. It opens your heart, softens your energy, and makes the world feel full of possibilities. When you hold faith, you create space for good things to happen. You allow the universe to work with you instead of against your tension. Faith dissolves resistance. It speeds up alignment. It brings your manifestations closer because you stop pushing them away with doubt. Faith tells the universe, I trust you. I trust the timing. I trust that good things are unfolding even when I cannot see them yet, and that trust becomes a magnet for everything you desire. When you live in fear, your body is in a constant state of tension. Your mind races, your emotions swirl. You are not open to receiving, you are bracing for impact, and because everything you attract comes through your emotional state, fear blocks the very things you are asking for. You cannot be in fear and flow at the same time. You cannot hold doubt and expect manifestation to move quickly. Manifestation requires openness. It thrives in trust. It accelerates when your heart is calm and your mind is steady. There is a reason moments of peace and clarity often bring sudden opportunities. When you relax, you align. When you breathe deeply and believe again, you shift from resistance to receptivity. Life responds immediately to that shift. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. Solutions that felt impossible begin to appear. People who can help you suddenly come into your life. This is not luck. It is vibrational alignment. Faith lifts your energy, and your elevated energy reshapes your timeline. Fear slows time because it keeps you focused on what you do not want. It keeps you imagining worst-case scenarios. It keeps you mentally rehearsing disappointment. And the more you rehearse disappointment, the more the universe mirrors situations that feel disappointing. This is not punishment. It is simply the nature of energy. What you feed grows. What you focus on expands. Fear focuses on lack, on what could go wrong, what might not work, or what might be lost. Faith does the opposite. Faith focuses on possibility. Faith imagines things working out, not falling apart. Faith believes that something good is always on the way, even if you cannot trace the path yet. And that belief speeds up manifestation. When you expect good things, your energy becomes open, receptive, and aligned. This alignment shortens the gap between desire and reality. It pulls your manifestations toward you instead of pushing them away. You may think your desire is delayed, but often it is simply waiting for you to release fear. You may think the universe is slow, but it is just responding to the energy you hold. When you shift from fear to faith, even slightly, life begins to accelerate. You begin to notice signs, synchronicities, and support that you didn't see before. You start to feel guided instead of alone. You begin to trust the timing rather than question it. Faith puts you back into flow with your desire. Faith does not mean ignoring challenges. It means seeing them as temporary. It means understanding that you are supported even when you don't have all the answers. It means believing that solutions are already forming. It means trusting that you are being guided towards something better. When you hold faith, you move with confidence instead of panic. You take action with clarity instead of doubt. You step into your day knowing that everything is unfolding in perfect order, and the universe responds to that energy quickly. Manifestations that once felt distant begin to approach. Opportunities align effortlessly. People feel drawn to help you. Ideas spark at the perfect moment. Life becomes smoother, gentler, more cooperative. This is what happens when fear no longer slows your energy and faith becomes the engine behind your creation. Let this truth settle within you. Every time you choose faith over fear, you accelerate your manifestation. Every time you choose trust over doubt, you strengthen your alignment. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you speed up the unfolding of your desires. You do not need perfect faith, just a little more trust than fear, just one gentle shift at a time. And soon, you will see how quickly life responds when your heart is open and your energy is aligned with possibility. Every choice you make is far more powerful than you realize. You are not simply moving through life, you are shifting through timelines. Every thought, every emotion, every assumption, and every belief places you on a new energetic path. When you understand this, you stop feeling stuck and start recognizing the incredible freedom you have in every moment. Life is not happening to you. It is responding to the choices you make inside yourself long before anything becomes physical. A timeline is simply a version of reality shaped by your expectations. When you expect disappointment, you step into a timeline where disappointment is more likely. When you expect joy, support, and ease, you align with a timeline where life feels gentler. These shifts are subtle but powerful. Every time you choose a new thought, one that honors your worth instead of limiting it, you step into a higher version of your life. Every time you choose faith over fear, gratitude over doubt, or calm over panic, you shift onto a timeline that reflects those choices back to you. You shift timelines the moment you decide to believe in something new. Maybe you wake up one morning and simply choose to think, good things are coming. That single shift sets a new energetic tone for your day, and suddenly you notice opportunities you would have missed before. Maybe you choose to forgive someone, and instantly you feel lighter, freeing yourself from a timeline filled with emotional heaviness. Maybe you choose to let go of a story that has held you back for years. And in that moment, life begins to open in ways you couldn't previously access. Each shift, no matter how small, alters your path. You are never trapped in one version of reality. Even when things feel slow or stagnant, you can redirect your energy. You can choose a new thought, and with that choice, you shift your trajectory. This is why awareness matters so much. When you become aware of your habitual thoughts, you gain the power to change them. A limiting belief once seen loses its control. A negative assumption once questioned begins to dissolve. Every time you consciously choose a thought that supports your growth, you step onto a timeline that reflects greater possibilities. You shift timelines not through force, but through alignment. When you choose thoughts that match the reality you desire, your energy begins to synchronize with that version of life. You start to feel the emotions of that future version of you. Hope, confidence, peace, joy. And those emotions pull you forward. They become magnetic. They draw new experiences, new people, and new opportunities toward you. The old timeline cannot hold you when your energy no longer matches it. You rise above it naturally. Think about how one decision can change everything. Choosing to believe in your worth can shift your relationships. Choosing to take care of your mind and emotions can shift your health. Choosing to think differently about money can shift your abundance. These shifts do not always create immediate physical changes, but they begin rearranging your reality beneath the surface. The path unfolds gradually, but the decision, your inner shift, happens in an instant. The moment you think differently, you begin to live differently. You have shifted timelines many times without realizing it. Every time you let go of an old habit, you stepped into a new version of yourself. Every time you released a painful memory, you opened a new chapter of your life. Every time you envisioned a better future, even for a moment, you aligned with a higher path. You have been shifting all along, guided by your thoughts and emotions. Now you are becoming conscious of this power. And with consciousness comes mastery. When you start choosing intentionally, choosing joy over fear, trust over doubt, self-love over self-criticism, you begin shifting faster. Life feels more aligned. You start meeting people who match your new energy. You notice blessings appearing unexpectedly. You feel supported in ways you didn't before, and it's not because life suddenly changed. It's because you changed. You stepped onto a timeline where support, abundance, and clarity were always waiting for you. The beauty of this truth is that you can shift at any moment. You can shift today. You can shift right now. You are never stuck, no matter how long you've been in a pattern. You are always one thought away from a brighter timeline, one emotion away from a new experience, one choice away from a new reality. So let this truth anchor deeply into your heart. Every time you choose a belief that empowers you, you elevate your timeline. Every time you choose a thought that honors your worth, you step into a better version of your life. Every moment offers a doorway to a new reality, and you hold the key. You have always held the key. Your timeline shifts the moment you do. Manifestation is not a race. It is not about pushing, forcing, or monitoring the clock. The moment you begin to relax, truly relax, into the knowing that what you desire is already aligned with you, life begins to unfold in a way that feels almost effortless. You are not meant to struggle your way into your blessings. You are meant to align with them. And alignment happens when you soften, when you let go of the pressure, when you release the tension that says, it has to happen now. When you surrender the urgency, you open the door for ease. Life moves smoothly when you stop fighting its natural timing. Think of how nature flows. Trees do not strain to grow. Rivers do not push their way forward. They simply move with the path that supports them. The sun rises effortlessly, without force or anxiety. The universe operates in a rhythm of ease, and you are meant to live in that rhythm too. The more pressure you put on your manifestation, the more you disrupt the natural flow. Pressure creates resistance. Resistance slows everything, but peace speeds it up without you even trying. When you relax and trust, you tell the universe, I believe in the process. I believe in the timing. I believe that what I desire is already on its way. That belief creates a field of openness around you. Ideas begin to come more easily. Opportunities align without struggle. People show up at the right time. Solutions appear without you having to chase them. This is the magic of surrender, not giving up, but giving space. Space for life to support you. Space for miracles to reach you. Space for manifestations to land gently and perfectly. Letting life bring your desires to you with ease does not mean doing nothing. It means doing only what aligns with your peace. When you act from inspiration rather than fear, your actions are powerful. They are guided. They lead you exactly where you need to go. But when you act from panic, urgency, or scarcity, your actions feel heavy. They drain your energy and push the manifestation further away. Ease is not laziness. Ease is intelligent alignment. It is choosing to move only when your energy is clear, steady, and receptive. You were never meant to chase your desires. You were meant to become a match for them. When you shift internally, when you hold the emotion of having what you want, your desire naturally moves toward you. It is drawn by your energy, by your certainty, by your peace. The universe is always working behind the scenes, orchestrating details you cannot see. When you relax, you allow these invisible arrangements to unfold without interference. When you tense up, you interrupt the flow. Relaxation is not optional in manifestation, it is essential. Think about how many blessings came into your life when you least expected them, when you weren't overthinking, when you weren't checking the timing every day. Those moments of surrender were moments of alignment. They allowed life to move freely. They allowed the universe to breathe you into a new chapter. Manifestation arrives fastest when you stop watching the clock and start trusting the process. You do not need to worry about the timing. Timing is not your responsibility. Your only job is alignment, inner alignment, emotional alignment, vibrational alignment. When you hold steady in the knowing that your desire is already forming, you shift into a timeline where ease becomes your natural state. Life becomes cooperative. Things click into place. You stop experiencing resistance and start experiencing synchronicity. Letting life bring your desires to you with ease is an act of deep self-love. It says, I deserve good things without struggle. It says, I trust that I am supported. It says, I am worthy of receiving without exhaustion. When you embody this truth, your manifestations come not with force but with flow. They come not through chasing but through allowing. They come gently, gracefully, and in ways that exceed your imagination. You are not running out of time. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And the more you soften into trust, the more life will rise to meet you. Your desires are already on their way. Your only task now is to relax into the knowing, breathe deeply, and allow them to arrive with the ease that was always meant for you.